now. It'll be fine. Do you feel like I'm missing something? Okay, so let me just do the description quickly. All right, hello everyone. Let me just, I think I'm just gonna keep it this way because it's like, all right, so let me hit record. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here. We're excited about today's conversation. If you are new to my channel, new to my show, please do subscribe so that you can watch all the shows that are live and all the shows that are on demand. And it is my greatest wish, desire, and intention to bring forward to you, for you, these wonderful speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their experiences, their healings, their activations, their so much meditations and guided processes, etc., so that we can all thrive, so that we can all continue to move forward in our lives, heal the past the best we can, and start to create the future that we desire. And so today we have a new guest speaker on the show. So Corrinne Jenner is here with us, and we're going to be talking about the truth within your soul. And some of what we're going to talk about includes how we all have a story and we all have a truth to find, a core wound to heal. The wounds or the trauma haze our judgment of our truth, and we see through the filters of these wounds. The amount that someone can truly heal and grow is dependent on how much truth they're willing to hear and accept about themselves. We're also going to talk about how pain, emotional or physical, is always a message from our soul. And Corrinne will be facilitating a short grounding and connecting meditation at the beginning of the show. And then she'll be taking some live caller questions, doing some mini readings. And if we have time, she will guide us through a live energetic spring clean activation. So we'll see about that as we move forward. It depends on how many questions we have, etc. And so for those of you who don't know Corrinne, because it is the first time that she's on the show, she is a holistic and intuitive energy alchemist with a passion for transformational healing by getting to the soul truth at the core of the issue. Corrinne can very quickly help you to access the core wound that is hazing your truth. And then with her unique framework that works through the chakra system, plus bespoke channeled energetic and inner child healing processes, she can help you to release and heal the blockages and gain a greater understanding of your personal story, the unconscious beliefs behind them, updating them with a new empowering belief, and unweave the patterns that are holding you back through each chakra. So we're going to be talking to Corrinne about so much today, and we're going to be experiencing a lot as well. So please join me in welcoming Corrinne to the show. And it is her first time. So Corrinne, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here. And of course, we will be taking live caller questions. So if you are here with us on Zoom, you can raise your hand or you can type your question into the chat. So Corrinne, I know that we wanted to start off with a guided meditation process, but before we even do that, do you want to quickly just talk about your story, or do you want to talk about your story after we get started with the process? Totally up to you.
Sorry? It's up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my story is just that I started doing this straight from school, working with the body. My background is working physically with the body, and I was realizing I was picking up things from people, how they're getting stuck, energy gets stuck within the body, and how patterns repeat. We all seem to have this repeating pattern, or pain in the body is a message, like it's a message from your soul, and it will just keep getting louder until we start to listen. So I just went more and more into this area of studying the body and studying the mind and the spiritual connection, and and helping people to consciously understand our patterns, because they're all subconscious, and when they're subconscious, they end up, ruling our life in a way. We go on autopilot and repeat these patterns because what we're attracting is things that we need to heal, we don't realize. So once we're really aware of our patterns and our subconscious belief that is causing these patterns, we can start to change them, then we become empowered. When we accept why we do the things we do, and that it's not always for our best good, that sometimes it is just a pattern of programming that can be passed through families. And when we heal it through our family lineage, forward and backwards. So it's a real healing process. So yeah, so that's what I help people to just understand, really, you know, if they have a recurring pain, if they have a recurring pattern, if they find they're always having the same problems within relationships, like what is it that's really behind that? And once they realize their real truth, which is underneath your beliefs, because we create our beliefs, then we can be in alignment with where we truly want to be. So yeah.
Awesome. Absolutely. And you know, I think the biggest piece there is the patterns that we're not even sometimes aware of, right? And so we can get blindsided, right? Because it's like we don't even recognize that there's something happening that keeps happening over and over again. It might not be like all the time every day, but every 10 years or every 15 years or whatever it happens to be, that's a pattern, right? And we may not even be aware of the pattern happening. So yeah, so it's we're going to learn a lot today. We're going to be doing some mini readings as well, and to help us to, I don't know, get clear about what the pattern might be that we're holding on to that we're not aware of. So before that, I know we wanted to do a quick little grounding, connecting meditation process. So let's start with that, and then we'll get more into the meat of the conversation.
Okay. Yeah, this is just to help to connect us, to ground us. Yeah, so okay. Right, so just close your eyes, everyone. Just take some nice deep breaths. Make sure that your spine is straight, your shoulders are back, your heart is open. And just take some really deep cleansing breaths. With each breath, just breathe that little bit deeper. Breathing that little bit deeper down. And letting go. And I want you to imagine that there is a beautiful light just coming down from your root chakra, going all the way down through the foundation of where you are, down through the floorboards, and down into Mother Earth, into the earth, going deeper and deeper and deeper. And this light is going so deep down, and it's connecting to your Earth star. And this light is going wide and deep, so deep into the earth. All of your roots so deep into the earth now that you feel all of that love, that protection, that nurturing. You feel so strong as all of this light is coming back up through the soles of your feet and into your body. And you are surrounded in a beautiful bubble of unconditional love. Unconditional love from the universe, where you are always supported and held and nurtured. And at the top of your bubble, this light goes up from your crown, way up into the universe, way up high, up into the sky, up into divine consciousness, and just connecting you to everything that is supporting and guiding. Father Sky and Mother Earth, and you are held in between. You are held and loved and cherished, and you can feel all of this beautiful energy. And just let go now, knowing that you are safe and held of anything you've been holding on to. Just open yourself up to the universe. Be willing to let go of anything that doesn't serve you anymore. Just offer it up for healing. And just scan down your body if you feel any unwanted emotion. And just go into this emotion. Let it come up. Let yourself feel it. Feel it and heal it and release it. It's only when we try to push these uncomfortable emotions down, because they are uncomfortable. But when we try and push them away, that's when they hold their power. Rather than when we welcome them in, listen to their message. Or sometimes there isn't a message. Sometimes we just feel that way, and that's okay. Honor all of your feelings, knowing each and every one of them is valid. But just feel it and be ready to release it. Release it and let it go. Because underneath these unwanted emotions, which were created by your mind, created by your beliefs, deep down underneath all of those is your truth. The truth within your soul. That feeling of unconditional love, that I am presence, that peace. Where we are all the same inside. No matter what other feelings or thoughts or beliefs, deep down we are all the same. We all have the same truth. We all have that same feeling of peace. We are all one. Knowing that you can come and reach this feeling of peace whenever you want to. But it's always there. And whenever you're ready, knowing that you are now held in a beautiful sacred space, that you are grounded and connected, you can open your eyes.
Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And from this space now, we can have this wonderful conversation about knowing and experiencing that the truth within our soul. So we all have a story, right? We all know that we all have a story. And the truth is that, you know, we all have a truth within us, that peace, but there's more of that inner truth within us that we need to find or to access, but we need to heal the core wound that is there, that's blocking us or covering up that truth, right?
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about that to expand upon, you know, sometimes we don't even recognize what story is playing out, right? We just think that life is not working, life is, you know, like we have these challenges, we have these struggles, but we're not really understanding the story behind it or the beliefs that are behind it, right?
Well, usually they're all created by us, you see. We're running these beliefs like, for instance, I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, I'm never chosen, life never goes the way that I want to. And then this becomes like our subconscious programming. This becomes like our coding, like the coding of a computer. So when you're holding that, then that's what life shows you, because you're always a reflection. Everything's a reflection. So when you notice your beliefs, that's when we go in and understand the patterns and the stories, you can see where it comes from. So you might have an I'm not lovable belief. So then whatever you encounter in your relationship, usually you will feel not good enough. So you overgive or you overlove because you feel you have to work hard for love. So this is what life's showing you. So when you can go back and go, well, where's that coming from? Then that may come from your childhood when you didn't feel loved in some kind of way. And when you look at you're running that belief, I'm not lovable, you can start to change it. Start to replace it with an empowering one that I am lovable. you know, because when you look at the truth, we all are lovable, aren't we? And, you know, we're all lovable. We can really look at, like, what would I do for someone and what would I give? And then when you start to change that belief, then life will start to change that story. But it's not just in patterns, it's also, you know, in pain, in if we're not really listening. Like, for instance, say you were doing a job that wasn't really right for you, you might feel the same discomfort in somewhere in your body. It's not the same for everybody. We're all very different. But if a pain keeps showing up or a feeling keeps showing up, then quite often it is a message from your soul. You may be doing this job because you feel you can't get another one, or you have to, you're not going to pay your bills, or whatever it may be. So it's about really being, your truth is what makes you feel good, and what you know, what is really making you happy and lighting you up.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, the wounds that we carry or the traumas that we've experienced, they do tend to run the show, right? Because we tend to identify with those wounds or that trauma, that story, and our identification with that becomes the new story that we're always playing, and then we're not able to choose a new story because we've so identified with the old, right?
Exactly. So going back to the I'm not lovable, you then will always, how someone acts, if you're running that story or that wound, or you take everything in how they might act. Oh, it's because, you see, I knew I wasn't lovable, where it's probably nothing to do with that, but we see through the filter of the wound. Or if you've maybe been cheated on before, then you will always think, you'll always be maybe suspicious because you haven't healed that wound. So yeah.
So I wonder how many filters we are seeing life through, right? So it's like, I'm sure there's many, and those filters, I'm using the word filter because you're talking about filters, but those are the beliefs, right? So those beliefs are the filters that we are seeing life through, and that is what is giving us the haze, or not being able to see the truth of who we are, or the truth of life, or the truth of a circumstance or situation, any type of truth, right?
Exactly. But your truth is always underneath that belief. It's when you find them, when you realize, because we run in these subconscious beliefs, and because they're subconscious, we don't realize, like you said. So it's, you know, awareness is power.
Yes, for sure, absolutely. And then the extent to how much we are willing to change, willing to transform, willing to grow and heal, is that dependent on how much truth we're willing to hear and accept about ourselves?
You know, the more you can take on board that this is how I'm acting and it's not the other person, because quite often we're all very ready to know it is the other person. We can't see our part in it, but as soon as you can see your part in it, then it's empowering, because you take back your control. Where if you're saying, well, no, they did this to me, and it takes all of your power away, because you can't change anything anybody else does. You can only change what you do. So as soon as you start to see your part in it, and I truly believe you can change relationships by just changing yourself. But sometimes it may be, if they're not going to, you know, if they don't like your new empowered self, then maybe they're not right for you.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is about taking responsibility for your life, your choices, etc. And it's and sometimes the parts that we play in a situation or a story, you know, we don't want to hear that, because I mean, you know, when if you had an abusive relationship or something, you don't want to know that you had some part to play in that abusive relationship. If, you know, so except for the choice that you made to be in that relationship in the first place, right? And so, without going into judgment, but just recognizing that, okay, yes, I did choose to be in this relationship. Maybe it wasn't abusive at the beginning, but then it became abusive, and then I chose to stay. I'm just using an example of that, because it's like sometimes it's hard to wrap your head around the fact that you played a part in something that is not good.
Exactly. But it is giving your power away when you can't see your part.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
if you were really in your power, then you probably wouldn't accept that as soon as things went. You would say, no, I'm worth more than this. But if you're running a belief, I'm not worthy,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it is important to recognize what your beliefs are, the ones that you can consciously tap into. And then if you're lucky, you're working with somebody and tapping into those unconscious beliefs. But I honestly, I do believe that even those subconscious hidden beliefs, I think if you're really truly willing to look at your life, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, you will be able to become aware of those hidden beliefs as well. But it takes that time to actually look at ourselves, look at our life honestly, without judgment, just as an observer, instead of subjectively, right? And that takes a lot of courage.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of
right?
self-awareness, a lot of self-reflection.
Yeah. And when we're busy with day-to-day life, we don't always have that opportunity to have that time for self-reflection until we get sick or something happens. Then it's like then you're forced into or pushed into doing that self-reflection then, which is not always a fun time. So if we can do it on a regular basis, and that's what I always suggest to people, it's like, look at your thoughts, really tap into what are you thinking, what are you feeling on a regular basis, because that's the only way you're going to know for sure. And then when we do, reach out for support, a lot of times it's just confirmation of what we already know.
Exactly.
For me anyways, I have never found anyone to give me any information that I truly did not already know. It was more of a confirmation and validation of what I was picking up.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's
So
self-acceptance about that, right? Self-accepting, okay, well, I'm like that, it's part of who I am. So when you can really accept all of your personality,
yeah,
you can just start to, it comes from a place of change, really, because if you can't accept parts of your personality or parts of your behavior and you go into shame and blame, then it's really lowering your vibration and you get into more patterns of shame and blame, where actually if you can just own how you are and just, we're all human, yeah, we all have
yeah.
sides to us, and it's okay, and there's always usually a good reason why behind why we might do something that we feel ashamed of. But usually we might be too hard on ourselves, and we might be too restrictive, or we should be doing this and we should be doing that. And so it's about
All those shoulds. I always say get rid of the shoulda, woulda, coulda. Just it's like it's not even relevant, it's not even valuable. It is more about really looking into what is. So you were mentioning earlier about how pain, whether it's emotional, physical pain, is always a message from your soul.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. And because I'm trying to tap into some in the past, and even now, some emotional pain that I've had, and it's like, was that a message? Absolutely, it was. Yes, go ahead. Yeah,
And sometimes it's hard to see that message. I've been in a relationship as well. I kept going back and it was painful, but I just felt so drawn and thought that I was so in love. But love isn't, it shouldn't be painful, not consistently. Obviously, there's always ups and downs, but there is that pain. And when I finally got the message, actually, they're not right for me. Sometimes there is just a real strong connection because they've come to help you to see your own worth. You actually think the pain just goes. The pain does go when we get that message.
yeah.
And accept that actually not everything is forever. Not everyone in our life is forever. It's that season, a reason, or a lifetime, isn't it? A reason, a season, or a lifetime. That is what most people come into our life for, one of those things.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, we shouldn't, hold on, so tightly to relationships or to people. And instead, it's about giving them the freedom to choose their life and giving ourselves the freedom to choose our lives, our relationships, how we want to move forward. Because sometimes it is about us saying no to something, saying, or not anymore. Oh, okay, I'm done. And I've done that myself, right? And it's not easy. And it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of willpower to go against society or go against your family or go against, your old stories and how you wanted to be and how you wanted to live, etc. But to say no to that and say, no, this is not working. because then you tend to feel like a failure, right? And
100%.
or that you've given up, or that, something like that. And it's like, sometimes no, it just means this is done and you have to move on into something new, so new opportunities can come forward in your life. If you're still holding on to the old, there's no room for the new.
No. And when you talk about relationships, you should grow together. So if you're changing and growing, the relationship should grow with you. If you're growing and they're not, that's when it becomes painful in a way, because they're trying to pull you back down and you want to move forward. And that's when it is time
Yeah,
to
I
say
totally
goodbye.
agree.
I don't think that you should walk away from anything easily, because there's always a lesson. But when you really know that actually, when you can say goodbye with love and make peace with it, make peace with the fact that there's no resentment, there's no blame, that you've journeyed together for a certain amount of time, but you're not learning and growing together. I think that's when it's, time to move forward. That's when the pain is that you don't feel the pain anymore, because you've got the message. When there's still pain, when there's still blame, when there's still arguments, that's when it's painful. But you're right, you still feel like a failure. Even if you know it's the best thing, you still feel like it's a failed marriage, or it's
Yeah. But in the end, because that's how I felt when I separated from my ex. And I felt like a failure. I felt like, oh my God, why couldn't I do this? And there's nothing wrong with him. And everybody said there's nothing. I get it. He's a great guy, but and then he was hurt at the beginning, right? Because he was not expecting it. I don't know how he could not expect it, but anyways, he didn't. And so he was hurt at the beginning, but then, he's like, was doing so much better, and it's like he was much happier. And it's like, see, you're happier, I'm happier. It's like, it's perfect, it's great. But in the moment, it was a difficult transition.
yeah,
because he didn't want to see.
No, I think women are stronger sometimes, not always, but usually the women are stronger ones in actually saying, no, this isn't right for me. Where maybe, but again, not always, but maybe men aren't as willing to see it. They'd rather just carry on when they know they're not really happy. The same as in my marriage. I left my marriage as well. And I think I probably stayed 3 or 4 years longer than I should have done, just to make sure. But it come to the point where actually staying with him, I was losing a whole part of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was not honoring myself. And that's about the truth. That's finding the truth. When you're not honoring who you truly are, and if you don't feel seen, if you don't feel heard, if you don't feel supported and accepted, you have to say no.
Mm-hmm.
I deserve this. I don't want to feel like I'm abandoning myself. We abandon ourselves for love sometimes, don't we?
Absolutely.
That's what to do.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I totally agree. And I was exactly the same way. And after that, that's when I met my now husband. And up until 3 years ago, it was perfect. Everything was great. And so now we're, it's different, but it's okay. It's different.
New starts. Yeah, well, all relationships go through their phases as well, don't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, for him, everybody knows it was a medical thing. He had a massive stroke, so we're still on the healing journey. But there's some good moments coming back, so it's okay. It's all good. All right, so we're talking about our truth, right? Knowing our truth, tapping into our truth, uncovering our truth. And we are, that our truth is sometimes covered up by stories and our beliefs and patterns. So I know Corrinne wanted to ask the question of everybody, that can you recognize a pattern that has been playing out in your life, right? When she asked me, I'm like, oh, I don't know. The only one I can think of for sure is like new beginnings again, so it's like I tend to like do these new beginnings every 10 years, it feels like, right? So approximately. So it's like there's something about change, for me that's important, but it's also sometimes it can be transformational, right? Those changes. So, but are you recognizing a pattern that is keeping you stuck, holding you back, limiting you from knowing the truth of who you are and moving forward in your life? So let us know, type it in the chat. And if you have a question or would like a quick a mini reading from Corrinne about what we're talking about. You can raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat. Just seeing what is in the chat already. So Linda said a lot of men choose their partners based on their own needs to just be taken care of, a replacement for their mom. Yeah, I don't know how many times I said to my husband, I'm not your mom at all. I'm not your mom at all. So don't even expect me to be your mom in any way. It's like, I'm not. Go along to get along. Yeah, sometimes we go along with the situation just to keep the peace and just to keep everything smooth, but it's not really smooth when inside you're like hurting. Right? All right. So we have a few people with their hands raised. So we're going to take Kathy Bray. I guess you have your hand raised. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
I would like to know what pattern is holding me back.
Okay, so what is your pattern then? Do you know what it is?
My path?
Yeah. Have you recognized the pattern at all in your life? Is it relationships? Is it pain? Is it what is it? What's showing up for you?
Well, I have the sciatic nerve pain that doesn't want to go away.
Left or right?
It could be my marriage, you know.
Is it left or right, the sciatica?
Right.
Left or right? The right. Okay. So the right's always the masculine. So it could be your marriage. So it's like, you know, do you need to put your foot down more? Because if you think of sciatica, it's like the leg giving way, is it, with the nerve pain? Where do you need to really stand up for yourself, stand in your power, stand your ground? Does that make sense?
I do that now, but yeah.
But he doesn't do anything.
Well, he has a drinking problem, so I might leave. I'm thinking about it.
Are you happy?
I'm okay. I get to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah. But are you truly happy when you connect to your truth? Like, are you truly happy? Are you truly like honoring yourself and not abandoning yourself, like we talked about through this relationship?
Yeah, that's why it was so spot on. So yeah, probably not. I could be happier, I'm sure. So
Exactly. So that's when it comes to, I mean, the sciatica is definitely giving you a message.
Okay.
It's giving you a message that your leg is giving way. You think of and that's your support as well. You think your lower back is your support, and your legs hold up. Your legs hold up your support, and it's giving way. So you're not being supported the way you need to be
right
in your marriage, and your leg is showing that as a message.
Yeah.
Where you need to. Yeah. And sometimes it does take you walking away. Things could change, but sometimes by saying things, it doesn't always make the difference. Sometimes you actually have to take action and you have to mean it. And it doesn't mean things might, if he changed, might go back, but you have to be like, really, no, I deserve better than this. I deserve to be happy, or I'm not abandoning myself, I'm honoring myself. And then see what happens. And it's that, either he'll change or he won't. And you might even want him afterwards. But I think it's about really standing up what you know is right for you.
Okay, thank you.
What you really feel. Is that enough? Is that helpful?
Yeah. Very.
Awesome. Thank you, Kathy.
Thanks.
All right, we're going to go to Aranima. Aranima, you want to unmute yourself?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll sit down for a minute. Thank you for taking my call. I noticed that I, for the longest time, within a week of marriage, I knew it was not good for me, but I ended up staying 22 years, having 3 children and all of that, and I felt I could not put through hardships, so I let them be. But in the event, it got destroyed. In the sense, the kids and all of us suffered emotionally. I'm out of it. And I am trying to stand on my feet. And there are times my entire left side body hurts, then entire right side body hurts. And then finally, I have come to a place where my body's just recovering enough energy to move around and do basic things. I'm very happy for the freedom I have, but I want to know, I don't want to carry on the pattern. I give too much. I love too much, and I feel I need to, how do I create a balance if at all, if I have a next relationship?
So first you need to give yourself that love that you're overgiving. Pour that energy into you. I'm sure you've heard that. Pour that love and that energy into you. Don't go looking, knowing that you deserve. Like, we overgive when we don't feel like we're enough. We overgive to prove, to keep love. So that's where you need to start on. So you're not in a relationship at the moment?
No. No.
Yes, okay. Yeah, so you don't want to repeat that pattern. You don't want to repeat that pattern until you work on your inner self. You probably will repeat that pattern. It might not be as bad. So now you're on your own, I would really just say, really put that time and energy into looking why you might overgive. What's the belief you're running? Would you say it's something like you don't feel enough, you don't feel worthy enough, you don't feel good enough?
I think I just love, that's all. I mean, I grew up with my siblings who we did a lot for each other and looked after each other. I think I carry that energy even no matter what relationship I go through. Unfortunately, sometimes I'm taken for granted or seen too nice to be, and then of course rough-shouldered. So I need that pattern to stop. I'm a giver, but I want to make sure that it is also reciprocated and it's not a one-way traffic, it's a two-way traffic.
Make sure it's always reciprocated. Give that love. That's an amazing quality. It's a beautiful quality. You have so much love to give, so you deserve that love back. Always
Yes.
have their energy. Only give all of that love if you're receiving it back.
Yes. And I was going to ask you that here's what happened. I've left. I've thought, okay, now that I have a job, I'll get into a relationship. As soon as I feel better, my job thinks, I think the job is steady, the job goes away. Then I can't go into a relationship because thinking that I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to, find security through them. I don't want that. But I don't know, I'm going through this pattern of losing job, meaning over time, and then getting well, and then going back. I don't know what the heck is going on. So any insight would be great.
Again, it's probably coming down to you not feeling worthy enough. Why is it you're losing the job? Is it just to something external? Does it just keep happening that it's nothing to do with what you're doing? Is it like,
I think it does not match what I truly want to do. I really want to do healing and all healing because I've learned Reiki and all of the other modalities. And I really want to start my own business, but I don't have too much of finances. And for health insurance, you have to go back to the regular job so that I can at least take that as a study. I think my skills, like especially I don't like being on the computer, being administrative jobs are not my forte, but somehow I keep getting branched into those kind of jobs because nothing else opens up. So I take it for the sake of taking a job. I do well from my part. I give it all 109 or 110%, but I often find that people take as much as they want, they can. And when they feel that I'm almost feel like a threat, that's when I'm let go. This time, this is what happened the last time. I think I was doing fine. I got it and doing things, and suddenly it went away. So as soon as I thought, okay, I'm going to now start dating. The last time I thought I will start dating, I fell sick very badly. So I'm trying to think what to do at this point.
So forget about dating for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Focus on yourself.
Focus on yourself 100%. And it sounds like the kids aren't in alignment. They're not in alignment with who you are and where you should be, and that's why they keep going. It's kind of in a way the universe is going, no, this isn't for you. So it's about you being really true again, finding that truth, which you can work with someone to really help you. And so that's what I do if you work like in more depth, to really to help you connect to that truth and what really feels right, and not accepting anything that doesn't, because we have to have the space there. So it's about trusting that the right thing will come, as long as you're okay to get by.
Yeah.
It's not going.
For a time, I have limited time. So I feel that I have limited time and I have to make something happen. And in terms of standing on my feet, I'm not worrying about dating so much.
I
Yeah.
would put that on the back burner until your finances and your career or your healing business are stable and steady.
Yeah.
And I would like help with that. I mean, how do I attract that kind of help?
Yeah, so I think you've asked lots of questions. So I think maybe perhaps a personal session would be great. There you have a lot of questions for Corrinne. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, I want to take a few more quick questions.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Both of you.
Yeah, thank you, Arnima. Jeanette, you had a question for Corrinne?
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Hi there. Since we're on the topic of being in a not great marriage, and Kathy was talking about the sciatica. You said the right side was male and it could be marriage. So I'm curious about the left side.
The left side is the feminine. So it can either be a female relationship or it could be about you or a female. So it could be that you're not standing in your power, that you're not supporting yourself where that's given way. You're not giving yourself the love you need. You're not supporting yourself. It's your support's going. You think the legs, like I said, they hold up the lower back. So where are you not really honoring you?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's a big issue.
And the feminine side is that, we all have feminine and masculine in us. Men have equal balance, or they should do, or we should all have an equal balance. But when it's out of balance, that's when we attract like an out of balance. So it may be that you're not in your feminine energy enough, which is, just being and receiving, that you want to do and doing more and overgiving, and which takes you off balance.
Okay.
And then the more you're in that side, more that you're in your wounded feminine and the overgiving, then often the male in your life will be more in his wounded masculine and want you to do more for him. Going back to like the mother wound and things like that, if there's a bit of a mother wound from his mother, you step into that role. Where if he's kind of quite solid, then so it's always this play between the energy. That's why I do 100% believe that you can heal a relationship when you change your energy.
Oh,
they only respond to you when you really focus on you and not overgiving and not doing that. Then they have to step up, or they don't. But you can change it. You don't have to just walk away from a relationship if you don't feel like you've really given it your best. So it sounds like you're not empowering yourself in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you don't mind doing that. I'm just going to take it until you kind of stand in your power and say no. Then he has to step up.
Okay.
And step into his masculine more. Does that sound okay? Does that sound enough information?
It does. That was helpful. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeanette. Good.
Thank
so
you.
I'm just gonna, so there's no more questions in the chat. Oh no, there is a question in the chat. Sorry, I didn't see it. Dawn is asking a question about what comes up that blocks me making change or stepping out of my comfort zone.
Fear, I would say. Fear seems to have hit right up. We stay in our comfort zone for fear of coming out of it, even if our comfort zone isn't comfortable. We like the familiar. Humans are creatures of habit. They like what feels familiar, even if it isn't comfortable. We go to what feels, just familiar and safe to us. So that's what I'd say. That's what's keeping you there. So it's about really knowing what it is that you want and what, looking at the reasons why you're not going for it, what comes up for you, why you're not going for it, and journaling around that, or why I can go for it.
And that's the thing, it's like a lot of times, we are so comfortable in our comfort zone that we don't want to, as much as we want to, it's like it's too much of a jump sometimes for us to make that change. I always tell my clients, take baby steps, but I always make the big leaps. And I can tell you, it's not easy. So, you know, whatever you can do to take a baby step, to any baby step is going to help. Sometimes I find that we want to know all the steps from A to Z, and we don't. We won't know even from A to F, for example, right? So we will only know the first step, and the first step happens, like whatever step we take, doesn't matter what it is, there's no right or wrong, but that is going to give you feedback into the next step, right? But sometimes we get so paralyzed with fear of making a mistake, making the wrong choice, taking the wrong step, that we don't make any choices or take any steps.
Exactly. And with energy work, it is very subtle. It's very powerful, but it's very subtle, and it's more powerful when you're ready. So basically it will work with you. Sometimes like Laura was saying, we have to go through the steps little bit by little bit until you really feel ready. And sometimes we have to experience everything we need to experience to get to that point when we're ready. But you have to take a step.
Yeah. But, you know, and that's the thing, that's what I'm saying, don't do a major thing like I did, you know, moving country, but take a small baby step. You know, that's not going to cause you any harm or like, you know, like financial harm or anything. Like, it's not going to really affect anything in your life, but you'll feel better after taking the step. And just that one little step is going to give you the momentum then to take the next step and the next step and the next step, and then you keep going, right? But sometimes we stop, right? Because the first wrong thing, it's like, oh crap, that's not what I wanted. Oh, okay, I was wrong. I made the wrong choice. I can't trust myself, right? Because if I did trust myself, then, you know, it should have all worked out. No, it's not. There's no straight line in life. It's always zigzagging, going round in circles and all that stuff. But all of that is teaching us about ourselves, right? It's helping us to know what our truth is.
Yeah. And it's not the destination, it's the journey. We get there when we get there.
Yeah. That's a tough one for a lot of people, but there is no rush. There's no time limit. There's nothing like that. And that time limit, you know, that you feel sometimes, that's you putting added pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
That's just your ego, you know, and putting pressure on yourself. But there really is not any, it's all based on what you're choosing and what the steps you're taking. So, you know, baby steps, you know, and with faith and trust that everything is working out as it should, you know, as it could, without, you know, I think I was going to say something about Arunima at the beginning, and I think it had to do around expectations, right? So she's a loving, giving person, and then she has the expectation that other people should be the same way as well. And so when we have expectations about other people, especially, we're going to be disappointed. That's what I feel. That's what I've experienced. And so if you're doing something out of your nature of loving and giving, then just love and give.
Yeah.
Simple.
But they don't give too much if they don't.
Yeah. And then if you keep giving and there's no reciprocity, then it's like, then you know that person is not the same as you, and they're not going to give as much as you do, and just recognize that that's how they are and accept who they are. This is, you know, they are not you. And so sometimes we have these expectations that other people are going to be just like us, and they're not.
Exactly.
Right. And that adds an added pressure to them, but it also adds, you know, added pressure to ourselves as well.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in relationships, and you can feel this connection because you are meant to learn something from them, but you feel like it's the one because you feel this connection, but quite often it isn't the one to go in and give it all. Absolutely.
Okay, I don't see any more questions in the chat if anybody has, and so Dawn, hopefully that helped. Just checking back in, so let us know how that resonated with you and if that helped. So I know that I think we will have time to do an activation, right, today?
Yeah.
So before that, though, I want to just take a few minutes and talk about the packages that you have for us. And I'm going to share my screen so that I can, oops, that's not it. That's not it either. Hold on. What happened to it? Okay, here it is. I was going to say, where is it? I'm going to share my screen and then we will do the live activation after that. So give me 1 second. Hopefully you can see my screen now. So Corrinne has 3 packages for us, and one is package A is, well, I'm going to let you explain. Corrinne, go ahead.
So it'll be a 2-hour group call. Similar, we're just going to talk about different things. We're going to sort of tuning into different areas of people's patterns and, you know, just understanding the patterns and the truth and how beliefs get there. So yeah, it's going to be a whole 2-hour session all around that. And there will be some healing within there as well. And yeah. So yeah, we're going to talk further into looking into the body, things playing up and showing up. And yeah, there will be a channeled group healing. And then we discuss what's come up for people at the end. It's all going to be around like relationships, like we spoke about today, and patterns. Oh, wait, that's another thing as well. Sometimes when you're when you're unhappy, you hold weight as a way of protection, or you're, being weighed down, or you might also not nourish your body. That can be a pattern that people get into. Just heartbreak, going for the same relationships that ends in heartbreak, resistance to really standing in your power and shining your light, which is a little bit like the last question we had. The fear stops people moving forward. All of these kind of things. When you're not feeling, you're blocking yourself from your truth, when you're letting your fear and your beliefs stand in the way. So it's going to be a whole session around that. There's also going to be a 3 inner child meditation that you'll also get with the package.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's package A. Sorry, that's package A for $44, and then package B is $111 and includes everything in package A plus a 60-minute personal session with Corrinne.
So yeah, on a one-to-one session, it will be like when we discuss what it is, what's blocking you, we're going to healing. So basically what it is, the problem that's showing up, the pattern, we go in the session to actually heal. To heal, to heal the part of the core wound, to really bring that into your consciousness. So there's a real understanding. And with my sessions as well, I always have a part where there's coaching and guidance. So you're aware. I fully believe self-awareness is power when you really understand your pattern. And then we also heal to the root cause. So we go back to the point where this all started. And it's normally an inner child work, where it first started, this core belief, maybe where you didn't feel lovable, where you didn't feel good enough. So we look at that. So that's the one-to-one session. And you
also go ahead.
Oh yeah, so I will channel a meditation as part of the one-to-one of where we need to heal, and that will be recorded. So you can play that as many times as you want, because as with subconscious programming, to reprogramming, we need to repeat, to keep repeating. Because life gets in the way, we go back to it. So it's about repeating, reminding ourselves of that healing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's package B, which is $111, and there's a payment plan available. And then package C is everything in package A plus package B, but instead of 1 personal session, you get 3 personal sessions with Corrinne. So 3 60-minute personal sessions with Corrinne. And that's $211. And again, a payment plan is available. And there's some wonderful testimonials, feedback, comments from people that she's worked with. So please do take a look at those on the page. There's lots of them there talking about healing, etc. And there's more information about Corrinne on the page, her bio, and how she works. So again, of course, package A, B, and C. There are payment plans available for package B and C. And of course, if you're an Inner Circle member, please do take advantage of your gift code. So now so thank you, Corrinne. I'm going to, I will share, because I didn't quickly, the link in the chat, and just so that people have it just in case. All right. And so now I know that we wanted to do an activation as well today, because I said if we had time, we would do an activation. So looks like we do. And so what is this activation for?
I've called it an energetic spring clean. So basically it just goes through your energy where you're holding on to things. We all hold on to things which are our blocks, basically. So yeah, it's just like an activation of healing where I connect to all of my guides to just send like a beautiful light through the whole of your body to just, yeah, it's like an energetic sprinkler, like a deep clean that you might do on your house.
Awesome. All right, let's go. Let's do it then, because I think we could all use that for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Just close your eyes. Take some nice deep breaths. Just connect to your center again. And just feel any unwanted emotions in your body, where they are. I'm just going to clear the energy for a moment. So just really focus on your breathing just while I do that. I just want you to feel your earth star deep into the ground. Feel really connected to the earth. As if you are standing on the edge of the earth. And all of the power, all of the protection, all of the strength is coming up through the earth into your feet and up into your body. So you're feeling strong, like you are the trunk of a tree. Your whole body is strong like a trunk, and it's protected, and it's sturdy and supported. And you can do anything you want to with all of this strength and the roots that go down into Mother Earth. And this beautiful golden light, which is coming up from the earth, is going up through your feet and up into your body. You're held in this beautiful bubble, and the light goes up from your crown chakra and connects you up to the universe. So just reinforcing what we did in the first connected and grounded meditation, just so you feel supported and held. So as above, as below, you're supported. Now I just want you to call in all of your guides and angels, whatever it is you believe in, however you work, and just be open to working with the highest guide now. And just feel their presence as they're above your crown chakra. And they're holding the most beautiful chalice-like vase. And they're pouring through this vase this beautiful light. Just see whatever colour you see is absolutely perfect. I can see like a bright, turquoisey, iridescent light. And it's being poured through your crown. It's like a liquid gel, like an elixir. And it's going all around your head. And because it's a gel, it's going slow. And it's going into every single corner. Inside of your head, all around your brain. All around the inside of your skull. Around the back of your eye sockets. Everywhere into all of the membranes. And down all through the back of your mouth and around your tongue and your throat. Getting into each and every corner. Just this beautiful light and this beautiful elixir is picking up any old dusty bits, any old stuck energy, anything that needs to be released, and just be open to letting it go now. To feel clear. Just feel it's like the waterfall washing over you, just clearing your energy out as it goes all the way down your throat now. All through your vocal cords, your voice box, your larynx. Down into your neck, releasing, nurturing, just cleansing. Any bit of tension you're holding on to, just know it's being melted away. It goes all the way down your back, top of your shoulders, just releasing any responsibility, anything that's weighing you down, anything that isn't yours to carry anymore. Just feel everything lighten up. It goes down the top of your shoulders, down your upper back, into your higher heart. Just feel that releasing. Feel any tightness or emotion or heaviness just being cleansed as it goes down your chest or into your diaphragm, your lungs, down into your ribs, goes down your back as well, just cleansing all the way through your heart chakra. Really shining a beautiful light through your heart chakra, just opening it up, and just be open to receiving that beautiful love. Know this is your very own angelic presence that's giving you this gift of love, this gift of releasing, this internal cleansing, this detox, this purification. Just feel it washing over you like a beautiful waterfall. It goes all the way down your back, all the way down your arms, to your solar plexus, and all the way around your internal organs, your large and your small intestine, your kidneys, your liver, your stomach, your bladder. Just releasing any old energy. If you feel any resistance, just know it's okay. You are safely held and supported by the earth. Safe to let go. It's safe to release. Because all the time we're holding on to old energy, it's hard for any new, fresh energy to come in. So just be willing to release. And this light goes all the way down your arms now and out through your fingertips. All the way out through your hands, releasing. Releasing anything that's stuck around your creativity and your expression. And all around your waist and your womb space. Your womb space is where we give birth to ideas, to creative energy, to joy, and just feel that passion, that joy in our life, that excitedness, to just really feel that going around that area in your womb to reignite the spark there. And remove any old energy, any stuckness, any old pain or hurt. Just be willing to let go and release that now. It goes all the way around your pelvis, your hips, all into the ball and socket joints, all around your hips, and down into your legs, down through your root chakra, as you know you are safe and held and protected. It goes down each of your legs, releasing anything within your legs that are stopping you from moving forward with grace and ease. This beautiful light gel is just lubricating all of your muscles and your tendons, releasing, renewing, renewed vitality. It goes into your knees, just releasing any old stuckness in your knees that are stopping you from being flexible and bending with ease and grace. Down into your calves, into your ankles, and out through the soles of your feet. And this light is still being poured. It's still coming through now, but it's going much faster as all the little blockages have been cleared. Just feel as if you're basking underneath this beautiful light, like you're standing under a waterfall. And everything in your body now is shining and new. And that light goes all the way into the ground beneath you, all the way down through your roots, how you're rooted into the earth, and it hits your earth star. And it lights up and re-energizes your earth star, and that beautiful energy, that new energy comes up into your earth star, back up into the soles of your feet, lighting up every single cell in your body with this new spark of energy, this stimulation and reinvigoration. You feel energized, revitalized, and alive. And just stay with that feeling for as long as you need until you feel every energetic part of you is light and vibrant. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Beautiful, thank you. And it's still, the energies are still moving, flowing through. I'm still feeling some stuff moving around, especially when you started talking about the sacral chakra. Definitely in that area, there's stuff moving. So it's still happening. Thank you. How's everybody else feeling? How did you experience that? It was so funny when you said what the color was. I was getting exactly that same color. I was like, yes, that's exactly what I was getting at the beginning. The turquoisey color. And Neo is snoring down here, so luckily I had myself muted because it's like he's snoring away, enjoying the energies.
That's why he moved, did he? He wanted to feel the energy.
Exactly. That's where he wanted to stay. Aronima says, very lovely. Saw golden light. Awesome. Good. And just like continue to allow that golden light to flow and break up those heavy parts if there are any, stuck parts if there are any. Good.
Yeah, it would just keep flowing and working for as long as it needs to.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. All right. So any last words of wisdom for us, Corrinne?
For me, just always remember that your truth is underneath your doubt, your fears, your beliefs. It's always underneath. So whenever you're feeling a certain emotion, try and, like we did at the beginning, to go into it, to welcome it. It loses its power then. It loses its power. All emotions are coming usually from our inner child or the part of us that wants to be seen and heard. And by pushing them away, it only gets louder and the message will come out as pain in another part of our body. So it's about just honoring your feelings and knowing that they're all valid. And then you can start to move through them. But we all do need someone to help us, because it's like our ego always wants to be right. And we will hear that more than our soul. So we all become our own blind spot, basically. We all need someone to hold space for us and to see it from a different angle, and to say that this is the message and this is what you need to. And we all need that. I have lots of sessions myself and lots of healing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just wanted to say really quickly too, that the truth that we're talking about underneath is always going to be positive and empowering. So the truth of you is always going to be positive and empowering. Not negative or scary or anything like that. Sandy said, loving the energies. Thank you. Brenda says, truly amazing. Relaxed. Thank you. I benefited greatly. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, sometimes we cannot see what those stories are, what those patterns are that are blocking us, and that's why we need that support from others, for sure. We do have that blind spot that we can't quite see what is there. And like I said before, sometimes it's just a validation and confirmation, because we can pick up a little bits and pieces ourselves, but we don't trust it, right? So we don't, and that's what happens. We don't trust our knowing sometimes. So it's about getting the support when you need it. And so for that, like I said, Corrinne is going to be doing some one-on-one sessions with you, the group call as well. There are some free gifts on the gifts page, so please do access those from Corrinne as well. For those of you who are in the community already, so please do access those and start working with those. Start listening to those MP3s and allowing yourself to receive the healing. And even with the healing that we talk about, and I think you mentioned it at one point, Corrinne, but it is about us allowing ourselves to heal. We're the ones that are doing the healing. Facilitators like Corrinne and I, we hold space, but you actually are doing the healing. So it can be very empowering when you recognize that. We hold space, and we ask our guides and team and your team to offer their support, but then it's you who actually receives it and does the work. Right? It feels like we're doing it, but it's actually you, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. When you're ready, when you'll heal more. So
yeah, absolutely. So wonderful. This was great, Corrinne. I really enjoyed it, and it gives you a lot to think about as to, I wonder what patterns are playing out in my life still, again, the kind of thing that are blocking me from moving forward, that are blocking me and stopping me from moving forward in my life, and what do I need to change, right? So we do need to think about that, reflect upon that for sure, and then also getting the support from others like Corrinne can be really helpful and beneficial, right? So please do check out her packages. Please do check out the special offer page. There's some wonderful, like I said, wonderful testimonials and feedback from her clients. And of course, the free gifts that are on the gifts page, please do check those out as well. All right, so thank you so much, Corrinne. This was wonderful. I loved it.
Thank
I know.
Thank you so much.
Good. It was the first time for Corrinne, so hopefully, I made you feel at ease. That's always that's always my goal.
You did. Yeah, it's been really nice, really enjoyable.
Good. And so I hope you all will watch or listen to the show again on YouTube or on the podcast, and then that way you can experience the meditations again, but also all the wonderful wisdom that Corrinne shared. So please do watch and listen again. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. And thank you so much, Corrinne. Thank you, everyone, for all your questions as well and feedback in the chat. Thank you. And until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Bye.